Eleaf iCare Solo. How's it going, everybody? This is Andy with smlavapes.com. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Eleaf iCare Solo. Now, Eleaf did release 4 new versions of the iCare. This is the one I've been using the most though, so this is the one we're going to be taking a look at here today. So like always, we're going to go over the specs on this Eleaf iCare, then we're going to have a quick vape on it, then dive in, take a close-up look, see what it comes with, do a little size comparison to the iCare Mini right here. Then we're going to bring it back up top, have a few more vapes on it, and I'll give you my overall thoughts on the iCare Solo. Alright, so the specs on the iCare Solo, it is an all-in-one device. It does have a 1.1 milliliter e-liquid capacity. It is top filling, and it uses iCare's 1.1 ohm IC coils, which is the same coils that you used on the original iCare and iCare Mini series. There's no adjustable wattage on here. The maximum output is going to be 15 watts, but that's going to depend on the coil you have in there, because there is one other Eleaf iCare coil, and it's also going to depend on the battery life of your iCare. It isn't adjustable though. All there is on this guy is there's one fire button, and you put 5 clicks to turn it on, 5 clicks to turn it off, and then 1 click to fire it. It's as easy as that. It is charged via micro USB. That USB charger is located on the side of the mod right here. It does come in black, gold, white, and red. This is the black version right here. The weight of this kit is 31 grams, and then the dimensions on here are 18 millimeters by 11 millimeters by 104.5 millimeters. All right, let's go ahead and have a quick vape on it. I have the Mr. Salty e-liquid in here, and that is the e-liquid I would recommend for any of these low power devices if you're looking for that Juul style vape. 60-45 blend, and it uses a nicotine salt solution. There'll be links down in the description if you do want to try it out. Alright, here we have the pack sheet on the iCare Solo. Flip it over, you get a little bit of information about it, some basic specs, and then the color options. Slide open that box, you will have the iCare Solo. You'll get a micro USB cable for charging it, and then you'll get 2 of these Eleaf iCare IC 1.1 ohm coils. Alright, here we have the iCare Solo up close. Very nice, sleek design here. You can see your tank inside of there. It does light up when you press that fire button. A little bit hard to pick up on camera, but it does have a green LED that illuminates inside of there when you're firing it. You also have your battery indicator right there on the side. There's 3 different colors: green, orange, and then red when it is time to do a new charge. Speaking of charging, you have your micro USB port located right here for charging. Now up top on here, you do have the mouthpiece, which you're going to pop off. And it's going to be very reminiscent of the original iCare. This is the rod that connects to the coil, and it's got a little bit of airflow on it as well. To change your coil, you're just going to unscrew this, put a new coil on that connects right there at the max fill line pretty much. Slide that new coil into the base, screw it back in, and you're good to go. That's also how you're going to fill up your tank. You're just going to unscrew this piece right here, fill up your e-liquid through the top, and then screw this back down, and then you do have a max fill line right there, so you just want to take note of that when you are filling it up. Put the top cap back on, and you will be ready to go. Now, from what I can tell, the airflow is actually these 2 slots up here. You do look on the side of the battery, you can see a little indent right there, like on the Juul, and then another indent, and then a hole. But when I cover this hole, it doesn't affect the airflow at all, so I am going to say that the airflow is all coming from the top, compared to the iCare Mini, which is this is the only airflow slot on that one. Now here is a quick size comparison next to the iCare Mini. iCare Solo is on the left there. Nice large fire button. No fire button on the iCare Mini. So the iCare Solo, you can see, is a bit thinner, and it's not as wide as the iCare Mini, but it is going to be a bit longer, obviously, as you can see there. And then you can see it from the bottom. That is going to take care of this close-up though. Let's bring it back up top, have a few more vapes on it, and I'll give you my overall thoughts on the iCare Solo, and then talk a little bit about the difference between the iCare Solo and the iCare Mini. Alright, now that we got that close, by the way, let's go ahead and have a few more vapes on it. I'm going to do some direct lung vaping and some mouth lung vaping. Let's start off with some direct lung vapes here. I have the Mr. Salty in here still, and that is what I would recommend for using with these low power devices if you're looking for that Juul style vape. Alright, so that is mouth to lunging there. Let's go ahead and have some direct lung vapes off of this. Alright, so you can see there with the direct lung vaping, you're going to get a lot more vapor production. But it's definitely possible both ways. You can do mouth lung and you can do direct lung on this. On the original iCare and iCare Mini, some people were saying they had a few problems with doing only mouth to lung vaping, and I think that's why Eleaf added the button on this one, so it's not inhale to activate like it was on the iCare and iCare Mini. When you are inhaling them both, you can notice that it is a tighter draw on the Eleaf iCare Solo compared to the iCare Mini and the original iCare. On the original two, the airflow is just right here, this side piece. And then on the airflow on this one, as you guys saw in the close-up, it's actually on the top of the tank up here. So the airflow is going to be a little bit different, and also it's going to be activated automatically no matter what when you press this button. On the original iCare, if you weren't drawing hard enough, it wasn't going to activate, so some people said they were having problems mouth to lung vaping. Do a quick side by side having a vape on each of these. So that was definitely more of a direct lung vape on the iCare Mini. Let's do one on the iCare Solo. So taking a look at that vapor production difference there, you can see on the iCare Solo there is better vapor production, and I think that's due to their more restrictive, better airflow they've worked out on this. So for my overall thoughts on this iCare Solo, I think it is better than the iCare and the iCare Mini. It is an improvement. That was their first device they used. They listened to what users were saying. They saw that the airflow was sort of a problem for some people on that one, so they did switch it up and they released the iCare Solo and 3 other new iCare options, which I will cover later. But I do think this one is an improvement in terms of the style of it. This is my favorite out of the 4 new ones. I haven't used the other 3 new ones enough to compare it to this one, but I do just really like this style. It's got a nice rubberized sort of texture to it, and the firing button is also rubber, which I really like on this one. But to answer a lot of you guys' questions, yes, it is improved over the original iCare, and I think it is better for both mouth-to-lung vapors and direct lung vapors, because you press that fire button and you can get a good good mouth-to-lung vape with it. So that was another mouth-to-lung vape there, inhaling into my mouth and then into my lungs. 2 steps instead of 1 swip, direct to lung motion there. Alright, so that is going to wrap up this video on the iCare Solo. If you guys have any questions about this one or any other vape related questions in general, please leave a comment down below. I will be covering these 3 other versions of the iCare. I don't know if I'm going to combine them into their own video or if they're going to be separate. It depends on how much different they are. So I'm going to be using these 3, and then I will let you guys know what I think about that. But for right now, the iCare Solo is an improvement over the iCare. If you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe. It is greatly appreciated. I also will be going live again on Friday. Still trying to work out the time, but as of right now, I'm just going to go with that 3 p.m. Mountain Time. If you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe. It is greatly appreciated. And as always, vape on. It isn't adjustable though. All there